keep it real, keep the culture alive. It's the spot where the goats get respect. If you ain't locked in, better come correct. Yeah, the sports den, this is where it's at. If you talking sports, then we talking facts. Lock in, tap in, don't sleep on the show. The sports den, let's go, let's go.
What's good, people? We back at it again. You know who it is. This is your boy Caddy for Sports, and welcome to another episode of the Sports Den. So we're gonna bring my people in. You know I don't do it by myself. Who I got with it? I got my man Dave. What's going on, Mr. Gold Shot? How you doing?
So, what's going on, Caddy, man? How we doing?
Man, nothing much, man. I'm glad football is back. Had a good time this weekend watching it. Kick back, couple beers. Some of the green letters. I enjoyed myself. How about you?
Oh, absolutely. From sun up to sundown, that's what I strictly kept my Sunday full of was nonstop football watching. And I think a
Oh
lot of people across this great country did.
yeah, oh definitely. They was tuned in. What games did you totally look at? What were some upsets? Because I feel like a lot of people pick 'em sheets, a lot of squares was busted because a lot of teams that you thought were coming out firing, they really didn't come out firing. Um, what couple games? What games did you? What impressed you? What shocked you this weekend?
What shocked me, well, we'll just start right here with the Lions and the Packers.
Oh wow, yeah,
All right, I
I
should be good. I'm more closer to the building, but I'm more outside too, though. So I'm gonna try to mute the noise as much as I can.
you all
that's
good.
all right now, Tony. What's your
You
take
said
on the Lions and the Packers?
shit right now.
No, like yeah, the game.
Yeah,
Oh man, I mean, me and Dad was talking about this shit earlier today, and I ain't allowed to say the name, but I got banned from saying the name, so I'm gonna take it. I hope that you know what the hell I'm talking about.
yeah. Just say that team up north or some shit.
Right?
No, we were just talking about how like one of the upsets of the week was, and I picked I mentioned Lions and the Packers. I don't think a whole lot of us really saw that coming, or we're on the Lions side going into this game.
Oh, I mean, I think with that, I think the Chargers and KC. Be honest, but neither one wasn't at home. I get it, but far as 17 straight for KC on close scores, and they broke. So I don't know. I probably give it to KC as far as upset.
That was an upset, but that's what we was just talking about. What was so surprising? Well, I can give you another one. What about Indianapolis? And then you
Oh yeah,
done.
yeah.
Yup,
Danny Dimes slinging that. He
they-
was look comfortable as hell. It's probably the best he's looked his whole career.
I didn't know the man could do that. I think that's why he got the nickname Daniel Dimes, and he brought it back. Seven drives, 7 scores. That's
Yeah,
pretty.
that offense looked good. Now, granted, it was Miami defense, but
That's
regardless,
true.
you don't really know what you're getting into, and yeah, they took full force of that. I really like their tight end. Uh, what's it? Uh, what's that big dude's tight end's name? Rookie
For
Mm.
Indianapolis,
for
right?
Indianapolis. I can't. Warren. Yeah. Warren. That cat. Hey,
One.
he's like
Yeah.
6'8", man. He's gonna be a unit. He's the next Brock Bowers. Watch out for that.
Mm.
Ooh, yeah. What was he? Yeah. That was definitely had a definitely good game. He even had a rushing, didn't he? He got about 3 yards rushing.
Did he?
Yeah. Um.
Hmm.
Yeah, watch out for
Um.
that guy. I think they'll if Daniel Jones and him link up and have a run like you know Mahomes and Kelsey or something like that, that'd be pretty wild to see. Kind of like you saw Sam Darnold for you know a split second in Minnesota.
Right, in Minnesota. What? What? That's another question. What's really the take on that? Sam, he did all that for Minnesota last year. Then they let him go in the off season.
I think they were surprised on how well he did, knowing that McCarthy was their guy. They
What
spent
they
the
got? Yep, that's what
you
they
know what I
do.
mean? and they had to make that decision. Obviously, you don't want to have to be put in that position, but
That's
um,
true.
I mean, JJ McCarthy kind of showed out the second half of that game, and I think Sam Darnold's going to do good in Seattle. To be honest,
Yeah,
just
I
up
can
and
say
down
that too.
there. So yeah, that is crazy though. I don't think you've ever seen that where you get a guy tossed around, gets the opportunity because your main guy got hurt. You know what I
And
mean?
I
That's
mean,
yeah,
pretty
well,
wild.
it's sort of kind of going on in Cleveland right now. If you look at it, though, I mean, you got a 40-year-old that's, it's like they don't really want to play the young guys, but at the same time, they so-called trying to win. So,
Yeah,
do they really want to look like Cleveland? That's the question. So, when they kick a good quarterback to the curb for a young guy, they don't want the outlook to be like what's going on in Cleveland, should you say?
that's true because I feel like Cleveland have a real quarterback identity crisis.
They really are.
They really don't
Eh,
know where they want to go.
Yeah, and,
I'll tell
and it be looking
you,
like that.
we can bring up an identity crisis in Carolina because what the hell, man?
Yes, yes. I expected more.
I
I
expected way
understand.
it looked like they were still playing preseason ball. Like
Yeah.
this is the fourth week of preseason. They forgot they only have 3 weeks of preseason now.
Well,
Right.
that. What if they still have 4 weeks of preseason? Maybe they would have been in a better position to look better. So,
Sure.
that being said, that's your team. Let me ask you a question. Give me a grade on what you think your Carolina Panthers did.
I'm not gonna say F. I'm gonna say D minus.
Okay.
I can
Just
agree with that.
there was, there were glimpses of Bryce Young, uh, his touchdown, and granted they only had 3 points up until the 4 minutes left in the game.
Hmm.
Right, right.
So he had two picks, but he had glimpses of you know something, just like any other quarterback. Not it's the missed throws, it's the just the inaccurate throws. Granted, you had drop balls from wide receivers. You're missing wide receivers. Still a young team.
Hmm.
McMillan looked good. Couldn't really run the ball, but our defense, geez Louise,
Where
let
is it?
ETN. I thought he was done. I thought his career was over in Jacksonville. He rushed for 143 yards on them. They had a total of 200 as a team, and you can't. It's just they're still learning themselves, and they just didn't look sharp, man. The fourth down, they went 0 for 2 on fourth down. Jacksonville went 2 for 2 on fourth down, while giving up almost 100 yards in penalties.
Well,
So,
for me with the Carolina situation, it kind of goes back to the coaching. It's about preparation.
oh
I
yeah,
think I think they had numerous of time, to prepare for Jacksonville. But and the crazy part, I picked them just based off of that. You know what I mean? This week. But
Right.
yeah, I think Young is exactly that. He's young. So
yeah.
when you
And
try
this
to
team
put
needs a lot
put
of
them
work.
young receivers, and yeah, it's just too much going on right now. They
Yeah,
definitely and for sure a rebuilt type of team.
yeah, absolutely. I don't even know
Mhm.
the names of any other linebackers. The only good defensive player is we got Derek Brown on the line, and then J.C. Horn who had a pick in that game. He looked good. He looked healthy. So I
Yep,
mean, there's a couple pieces, but man, like you can't stop the run, or you have no pass rush. I mean,
you're right.
you're gonna look like shit against a shitty team because I don't think Jacksonville really. I mean, yeah,
So
they got
that
a
that
new.
was my question. I was just about to get to that.
What's
Go
that,
ahead
Coach?
though.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Jacksonville still. Trevor Lawrence looked average. Like he didn't look great. He still had missed throws. Granted, yeah, they got a new. You can give them that, but um, I don't know. I just felt like like I said before, ETN. had done nothing. And maybe they are a good football team. Maybe this new
And,
coach
and
has.
that's what I was about to allude to because styles make fights, right? So
Right.
it's like is Carolina, true enough what we talking about at the same time, they made Jacksonville look that way. So, it's like the offensive side of the ball is really truly the glimpses of the team, should you say? Because
Right.
I think the defense did held them pretty good, leading up to it. They were still in the game during the whole game for real, and they just kind of let it go at the end. But I seen it was a little delay. I didn't know what the hell was going on in that
Yeah,
delay, but
that was really the most exciting part of the game for me because I was actually able to look at other games
right.
and see something entertaining rather than just be you know feeling how I was feeling. But I don't know. It's
Mhm.
week one. They just looked dull. They didn't look ready. They weren't. They're snapping it. The clock's about to hit zero, and they're trying to get the ball. Snapped. So it's just small stuff like that. That you got to be.
That's true.
You got to be sharp, man. You guys got to be
So
sharp and go
gotta
and
be
you
and
know,
prepared.
yeah, prepare yourself.
That's it.
There's a lot of there's not a lot of veteran leadership in this team, and I feel like that's what is lacking,
And that's
especially
what I
so on the offensive side of the ball, you don't have Thielen, and I think that he was a big part. But like as far as the defense goes, we're all young. There's really not a signified lead in that team.
I can understand that. With that being said, I could ask a question. It's a two-part question, and it's for the same game. Which you
What's
said
that?
there's no veteran leadership. I can understand that. So we also could say that Carolina is a young team.
Yeah.
With Carolina being in the so-called rebuild phrase with a quarterback with potential, how do you keep him motivated and stay above 500? How does that work for Carolina? And part two of a question: how did y'all like Travis Hunter in that game?
Well,
I'll start off
oh,
with
go
the
ahead.
question. Um, I think he looked pretty good. He had how many catches did he have? He had like
I think he has six.
receptions. He
6.
had 6 for 33 yards, no
Yeah,
tut. But
30 yard.
I mean,
Yeah.
he got involved. You can see what the coach is trying to do here.
6 plays on defense.
Yeah, he played defense a little bit. I don't know. They mentioned something about him being not 100% healthy though, too. So
Mm.
I don't know if that's the case or if that's even real. But I did like his performance. I think a guy like that is good for the league, and people are going to want to see that. And Jacksonville, hell, if they get going, new coach. That'd be a cool team to see. We never hear about Jacksonville or really Carolina. Those are like the two bottom of the barrel teams, in my opinion, with the Browns. But
Yeah,
um,
there's one more team to add to that list, but we'll get to that.
yeah, we'll get to that, Tony.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to them playing the Cardinals. Hopefully, the first question though, to keep them motivated, you just Bryce Young has to be the leader. He's the quarterback. He's been there as his, what, second year, third year, and everybody else him is really younger than him, so he really needs to step up. He's got a good group of wide receivers, pretty good tight ends, good offensive line. We're missing one starter, but I don't know how long he'll be out for. But it's really preparation. Become one, get to know these guys on a different level, and see what that can get you.
Well, for me, I mean, first and foremost, it's all the coaches on that. I mean, because you got 7 days to, or six and a half, whatever you want to call it, to really truly show up, should you say. So it's like the coaches at the same time, it's the ones that really truly hype these guys up to play at their full potential.
Right.
I think Carolina is really truly lacking they got used to being it this way, should you say, losing, should you say. So it's like that's contagious in the locker room because then you start finger pointing and so on and so on. You start having drop passes, missed tackles, and everything else. But that's where the coaching really truly play a role in it. So I'm kind of leaning towards them on the blame side of things to really
Okay.
get this team in order. But on the other side to it, I mean, Travis Hunter, I mean, I think in the beginning of when he got picked, he said he want to play both sides. So, this the NFL. That shit ain't gonna last for so long. And before you know it, that's when, he gonna have to pick a side. I think they're gonna try to see where they can use him the most, where is he most effective. And right now I think it's all a trial run, but this ain't gonna last too long.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially when you get involved with injury, that
Yeah.
makes you injury prone. But yeah, I mean, they can put him up at maybe nickel. Maybe
Yeah,
he'll do.
some stunts and stuff like that. Yeah, I can see that. A little package player. Hell,
Yeah,
even in there late in the game because he is a special talent, and ain't no denying that.
yeah. Hell,
But
you could put him on a punt return late in the game.
Yeah,
And
and might something must have, yeah, and that'll get the team nervous. I say this. With Carolina, I feel like they're going through growing pains. I feel like if they get the right system, the right coach, the right motivation over there, they could be a very good team. Even without that veteran leadership, they could be a team that could surprise some people.
oh yeah.
Something like the Houston Texans. Yeah.
Mm.
Um, and with Travis Hunter, I feel like you said, I feel like it's a trial run. Eventually, he go pick one of the sides of the ball that he want to be on, and it's going to be which one is the most effective. But I feel like I don't want him to turn into one of those gadget players in the NFL that they just put him here, put him there, put him there, put him there. I feel like he needs to solidify a certain position that he
I,
need to.
I mean, but he's in a tough spot though. What you saying because he is a little small. He a small receiver and he is a small defensive back. So it's like trying to go both ways. We usually they using his intelligence and his speed. You know what I mean?
That's
And
true.
what he really is good at. I ain't taking that away from him. But and plus he's athletic. You know what I mean? He kind of remind me like a Island Iverson without the practice type of thing. He
Right,
just
right.
raw talent.
Practice.
And,
He
and,
got
and
practice.
you're right, exactly that. And he just, he's a unique player. I remember something similar. Not saying that he's that guy, but Ted Ginn, remember him? Ted
Yeah.
Ginn Jr.
Uh-huh.
The same way. With the kickoff and the receiving, and he was kind of all the way around the board. But once again, that only goes so far in the NFL. So
hey,
he
while we're
gonna have
bringing
to
up,
really stick with something and be good at it. To stick around. The way it's going right now, it's gonna be a short career until he, get good at something. He got to find his niche, and that's for sure.
yeah, I feel that real quick. You mentioned Ted Ginn. What about as far as Ohio State? What about Chris Gamble? Remember Chris Gamble line up
I,
as wide receiver?
I love Chris Gamble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And he ended up getting drafted by Carolina.
Yeah.
No coincidence there or anything, but go Bucks. Travis Hunter, I got a question for y'all real quick. Say you're looking through the schedule and you got teams that are coming up that have a good solid wide receivers. Say Cincinnati Bengals.
Uh-huh. I think you're
Yeah,
gonna see
Would
that.
you would you use Travis Hunter only on defense in a game like that, as opposed to playing a team that doesn't have as good of wide receivers but a better defense? Would you play him at cornerback on one game and
And
then
then
switch him
you
to wide
see,
receiver only another game, or do
hey,
you think?
for me, looking at the Jaguars' schedule, that would be hard because I believe in the next several games, Travis Hunter would either be going up against one of the top 10 corners in the league or be going against one of the top 10 receivers in the league. If you check the schedule out, the Jaguars play a team with one of those players either on defense or offense. And that's why I said you looking at something that I actually seen when I looked at their schedule. That'll be a hard decision because of their schedule. I'm actually want to look at it now. I'm gonna pull this up real quick and we could.
Okay, well, while you pull that up, I got something to say on this. I mean, this the NFL, fellas. I'm sorry. Either you could play or you can't. So either you can get the job done or you can't. So hey, there is no matchup here or a matchup there. You know what I mean? No, let's play a receiver this game or let's play them back on defense this game type of thing. This the NFL. Either you can get the job done at while you on the field, going either way you're going, you got to get the job done. You know what I mean? Now in college, it was a beautiful thing. You
Okay.
know that was something that could really truly stretch the game. But the pros this is exactly that. It's pros. You know, everybody is trying to hurt everybody. Well, you know, at least in my game anyway.
Well,
But
maybe he's
what's
just
that?
one of those. Well, maybe he's just one of those few athletes that come along every now and then that can do that. You got to think of people like Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson, double sports. Maybe you don't have to be a double sport athlete. Maybe you could just play both sides of the ball.
Well, one thing I do know, Dion didn't play receiver. So so I don't know. Like I
Uh,
said, it's a difference. It's a difference from
right,
just
you're
think
right,
about it. You're hitting and you're getting hit.
right.
You know what I mean? In the NFL, it just I don't know. I just don't see a true. You know.
Okay, with that, let's do this, Tony. Since Dave graded the Panthers, and we took that conversation to a great, and we took that to a great place. Let me just say that. Excuse my.
Okay. Oh yeah, by far, by far.
So I'm gonna put the take on you. This is your take.
Okay.
What did you see this weekend that impressed you or disappointed you? What caught your eye this weekend that you got to take about?
Honestly, it was a few games. I mean, it did show me it's hard to beat Buffalo at home. And and another thing, I had to give my hats off to Justin Fields. I mean, he played a pretty good game out there. You know, he tried, should you
He
say.
did. He did.
His team kind of let him down. And it was a couple of bad calls on the coaching side, but you know, that's either here or there. You know, because that don't really get looked at like it need to be. You know, them calls that you calling, it does make a big difference. You know,
Break,
especially in the late game.
break
But
that down for me a little bit there. Break it down. For me. Break. Well, exactly
mhm.
what would you do different, or what play would you call for Justin different that would have changed the outcome of the game?
Well, once again, I think you know Justin, what he was asked to do. He really truly did everything he was asked to do. You know, you got the kickoff with the fumble with what 3 4 minutes to go in the game. That killed him. I mean, it was just too much little stuff. And I think the kicker missed the field goal. Hell, in the beginning, they ain't want to put him on the field. They went for some 4th and 8, which they did get. You know, it's like it's these little things that always makes the game. But when you really truly dive deep into it, it's a team sport. So you know, just like Henry, you know, he dropped that ball like, and you know, he was killing them the whole damn game, and he got hit on his left arm, and all of a sudden he just dropped the ball. Like, what the hell? You know, it's just so much little stuff. You know, and them the games, man. I mean, you know, because as a team, you depend on the key players to get the
Yep,
job done.
that's
And
definitely
during the whole week, you seen certain little things that made the game go the way it went. I think Mahomes played a damn good game, but once again, he was missing key passes that end up hurting him.
I agree. I think we're gonna see a different Kansas City maybe this first half of the season.
Oh, they ready for Philly on that one. I mean, because they at home and starting the season off 0-2, that can be an issue, and especially right now because we still don't really know who's who until they really truly play who. And I think the more the dust starts settling in, we'll start seeing who's who. But
Yeah.
Arrowhead, that's a tough place to win. You know, Kansas City, they've been getting whooped here lately, but it been away from Arrowhead. So
Well,
I think we might see a different outcome on that game.
well, we definitely will.
Yeah, we're gonna go
Um,
back to Justin Fields real quick.
Yep,
yeah,
go
Um,
ahead.
I
one
want to
hell
get
of
him.
a performance. Give, give him the most credit with taking charge of this Jets offense. He's back with Garrett Wilson, his college
Yep.
teammate.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
looked good. His throws looked, some of the best throws I've seen him throw in the NFL. To be honest,
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
for to
Hey.
start out
down
like that
pass.
against the Steelers, I don't think anybody saw. I don't think
Hey,
saw this game going 34-30.
not at all. I'm
I
gonna give
damn
No,
sure didn't say that.
Justin Fields he'll get one of those for real.
Yeah,
Justin
man.
yeah, Justin Fields, and then you could give Aaron Rodgers. Give the flowers to Aaron Rodgers too.
Hey,
I mean,
four
I think
touchdowns with
both
no
quarterbacks looked
interceptions.
great.
Hey man.
Um,
Hey.
that was a
Yeah.
great matchup. I know
I
that
don't care
last
what
play
team.
was
I
a
don't care what team
last
you play for
crazy way
now.
to
Aaron Rodgers played for the Green Bay Packers. So
Hmm.
who?
you just said.
Yeah. Who? Well,
It.
See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all throwing me off by saying his name. I mean, you can say his name, but make it snappy. I mean, that's like saying the other dude name, the BL. But yeah, the Jets. To be honest, I picked the Jets to win that game.
I did too.
I picked the Jets to win that game.
I did not, but
On the simple fact, Justin Fields was going to be on the field with Garrett, his old teammate. I thought they was gonna have like some old Ohio State memory type. You know,
they did.
let's do this like we used to do it back in the day. You know how on the 5 heartbeats. Let's
Yeah, yeah,
do it like we used to do it in the tunnel.
yeah.
So
Because I wasn't expecting 2015 Aaron Rodgers either. So
right, but Aaron Rodgers did play great ball. I didn't
yeah.
expect, to be honest with you, I didn't expect Pittsburgh to play as well as they did, but it was a great game to watch. It was
Oh,
a
by
really
far.
Yeah,
watch.
really good. Um,
But
back to that Kansas City Chargers. I say hats off to Justin Herbert for doing what he did with
Oh, he
basically
did.
pro
oh,
to.
get ball out.
I know they got McConkey. That dude balls out with the
Yeah.
Hey,
Keenan
McConkey
Allen.
balling out since he's been drafted. Remember, we was talking about McConkey last
No,
season.
it's McWhite guy.
Huh?
It's McWhite guy.
Like
That's
white guy?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for me on that game though, like I was saying earlier, this is the week of the coaches. Chargers was well coached and they came to play. They had a game plan right out the gate and they stuck with it. And it wasn't no true mishaps like we seen in other games. Missed fumbles, missed field goals. Nah, they really had KC in front of them, and
Right.
they stood tall the whole game. I mean, I think the defense showed up. And they always had the key first downs. I think they had 10 plus first downs in the first half. So, all that little stuff matters, especially in NFL, because
Well,
it's a game of benches.
they went 3 for 3 on fourth down.
Yeah, see, that's my point.
Yeah,
All them little things gonna add up to at least a 7 point win.
Right.
And I forgot the score, wasn't it? What 24? I
21,
forgot the score.
27, 21.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, they was well coached right out the gate. I mean, and plus, hell, Brazil, I think they was more on they side than KC side.
Yeah, yeah.
see that. I mean, and Kansas City really couldn't run the ball.
No, no, not at all. How many rushing yards?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. If you really been paying closely to KC, right? These last 3 years, they ain't been able to run the ball. They just look good because they interchange their running backs, and Mahomes do his thing.
I
And
understand, but they almost have a different front line up there blocking for Mahomes.
well, yeah, you got to because hell, them knees get old out here. So
Hey, at
interchanging
first though,
a right tackle was a big difference.
hey, at first of that game, I was talking to my buddy. I was like, man, I think Mahomes is in dad mode, because he's got two pretty young kids and married, probably getting all this shit from his wife too. I'm sure she's pleasant to be around.
Yeah, very
So
pleasant.
he probably tries to just get out of the house. That Kermit gif where he's in the car, kind of looks over, just like her. I
Mhm.
was like, man, that's how Mahomes is playing right now. But second half of that game, he did pretty good. He
Oh,
did.
I already knew he was gonna come out swinging
Yeah.
because hell, that's that women winning formula.
Hey, so
And,
my bad. Sorry.
no, you good.
I was just gonna say to have no offensive weapons other than Travis Kelsey, you had Hollywood Brown who got 10 receptions, almost 100 yards receiving. So
Yep.
like you just imagine with Rasheed Rice being there, and then they lost to Xavier Worthy. I don't know when he got hurt in the first quarter, right?
Right.
Yep. Hell, he got
So
hurt about the
like,
first 5 plays, didn't he?
So I'm
yeah,
saying, Aaron Rodgers did shit, didn't he?
their offense is not a lot of weapons, but Mahomes still did what he needed to do, and that's why he's still a dangerous guy. And the Chargers just battled through, like you said, Tony. The whole game didn't really let it go.
That's true. So bef- before we move on to two more very interesting games that we got to talk about, Dave, what's your take on that Buccaneers game with the Falcons?
Oh, the Buccaneers. Yeah, the NFC South. Let's talk about where, the division that Carolina will be sitting at the very bottom of.
At the very bottom.
The very bottom of. Yeah, very close game. That's probably one of the most, interesting back and forth dog fights of the first week of football. Um, what a hell of a game. Did you guys catch it?
I did. I did. I did.
So this game was a battle through and through. I guess we'll start with the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield, no turnovers, 3 tutties. Didn't even throw over 200 yards. Rushed for a little bit. You know how he's always going to do, and he stands up. He doesn't slide. He wants
You want to
all
hit somebody?
he wants all the smoke, and that gets him going. That's why they love
Right.
him down there. Um, but I thought their offense, man, they looked good with the addition of Ibuka. I think that dude was the star of that game, especially scoring that second tutty late off that play action. I know the Falcons, really kind of that's where they lost it because they hit Baker Mayfield out of bounds. I don't know if you caught that. Tossed it out of bounds. There's nobody inside. He just tossed it, but they hit him and got a 15 and a first down, and that's where that touchdown then came into. But what a dogfight, man! Um, Hassan Reddick on the defense. He's the only one that had a sack. I feel like everywhere that guy goes, he makes your defense better. Um, they had no tight end catches for the
Mm.
Buccaneers. No tight ends got involved on the offense, which I thought that was kind of wild.
Yeah,
Um,
well, I see that. Yeah, you can say
but as
that.
far as the Falcons side goes, I thought their defense didn't look bad from the defense that they've had in the past. I think Michael Penix is that guy. I think he's going to get that Atlanta Falcons back to where um, Mike Vick had them because he's
That's
got
true.
Mm.
a lot of
I don't
red
want
zone
to interrupt you, but you want one guy that ain't go do it for Atlanta. It's
hits.
Cal Pitts. I ain't heard his name since he got drafted.
Yeah, you need to let him go. He's about as hyped up as Anthony Richardson is in the old Indianapolis,
Can we
and
say
they're both from Florida.
is it can we say bus or we still on the lookout for that?
I
Well,
mean,
the bus is about to pull up. That's for damn sure. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just you got 2 3 years to show what you can do, what you can get, and after that, hell, he gonna be locked out the locker room. Hey, he gonna have to get his food Ubered. So he gonna have to put up or shut the hell up.
His time
yeah,
is up.
hey, he did have seven catches for 59, which isn't bad, but that you want touchdowns out of them cats, man. You got
Yeah,
to be scoring the red zone with big guys like that. Um, so yeah, I mean, shit. How long? This is fifth year, fourth year.
Yeah.
something like that. I mean, for me though, this was a game where you separate. Tampa Bay is a playoff team and Atlanta's not. So Atlanta was more surprising to be in the game versus giving up the game, should you say. I think, when Tampa Bay made a run, so did Atlanta. And then, Tampa Bay made another run, Atlanta pulled through, so they kept it close to the end. But, this what separates the winning from the bottom feeders. And I think of course, Tampa Bay is the better team. So that's what really prevailed. I don't think it's something that I can have faith in Atlanta saying, "Oh, okay, yeah, they turning the leaf." Nah, I think they still a top 10 draft pick, but they is a couple picks away from really being a true contender. I think this was a divisional game, so therefore, you play that team different. But I think 89% of America knew that Tampa Bay was going to pull this game.
Yeah. I can say
So
that.
with Penix was 2 yards away from 300 yards.
Right?
Had 6 carries with a touchdown
Yep.
rush. The cat
What's
looked.
what's what's his good numbers, by the way? Don't get me wrong.
Oh
Good
yeah,
numbers.
right, yeah. And so to have that going
Mm.
while Bijan is having six recep. Hang on, I'm gonna have to pause this real quick. You guys can keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just one of those moments where Atlanta, they got the pieces, right? But it's a 8-18 type of thing. You know what I mean? So that gotta kind of see what direction is they really in. That's why I say they're a top 10 draft pick this year.
This
Type of
year.
thing.
Okay. I feel that. I feel that. It's one more game I want to jump to before I jump into this tobacco that I wrote down for a team that I think need to hear. Well, it's two.
I
It's
hope
two.
they're listening.
um, the Cowboys and Eagles. I want to touch that real quick.
Yeah,
Um, what was your take? What's your take on that? I feel like I picked the Eagles to win, but
so did I.
the Cowboys didn't look as bad as I thought they would have.
I mean, but you got a lot of talk, a lot of talk, a lot of talk with these Cowboys, and they hearing us, and they know where they at. I think, my opinion, Jerry Jones this summer really killed that locker room, or he did some major damage. And the only reason why I say that because he stayed in the paper more than the damn players did.
That's true.
And and sometimes that could be a major distraction on trying to stay focused, as a team. I feel like they are a mediocre team. They're not a contender by no shapes or form, but they're gonna always compete because they're the Dallas Cowboys.
That's
They've
true.
been they've been named America's team, but that's just because. But for me, Cowboys, man, they just they need. I noticed the show, so I'm gonna say heart. I was about to say, they need a pair.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean? But
That's true. Right.
it's more of the heart, man. They don't need to hear the noise. Jerry Jones need to be Jerry Jones and really fall the fuck back. I heard that he was giving up the position. That's
He
something that
should.
I think he really need to look into. I mean,
Should.
because that's something that's a major problem that's going on, and plus he's getting in the negotiation side of things, and he's giving players way too much money, and it just looked like a place to get paid. I mean,
Exactly.
the players ain't really responding to what he trying to do, and I understand Jerry, I get it,
Yeah,
but
but
at the
he
same
didn't pay.
time, I mean, you paying the wrong players.
He didn't pay $1 billion for no ring.
That's kind of where I'm at. That's why I said, that's a place to get paid. But who really want to go to Dallas right now? I think when Jerry Jones fall back, I think that kind of open up the floodgates on free agent. The necessary draft pick that it's going to take to really get us over that hump, type of
Right.
thing. But right now, I mean, I knew Philly was going to probably win this game. The only thing I was going against Philly was on ring night because any team that get their ring, they really don't play that good.
That's true.
But
But
Philly,
but
they showed me something different. They showed me that we the champs, and they played like it. But
that's
Dallas, they had their shot. They wasn't never out the game, and it just that once again, we talking about a contender versus the pretender. And
well.
that was
It's
one of those games.
it's funny that you end that take with that because I do want to talk about a couple pretenders right now, and I think we
Hmm.
18 minutes left, and I think it's going to take
Oh,
me
you
about
do.
8 minutes.
Hey, I got 2 hours left. We can do this all night.
All
So,
right, fellas. My bad. My bad. I'm back. I'm back.
so let's go and talk about this. Pretender number one is um Baltimore Ravens. And I wrote something down. I think this is to Baltimore. Ladies and gentlemen, let's gather around for tonight. We bear witness to a tragedy at the
Oh.
NFL proportions. The Baltimore Ravens, your beloved, perhaps overconfident Ravens, blew a 15-point lead less than 4 minutes, only to lose 41-40 to the Buffalo Bills. Yes, you heard me right. Shocked. I am too. I have seen worse mid-game snacks. Period. Lamar Jackson clocked what about 210 passing yards, threw what 2 touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. What he had about 70 yards. Somehow that wasn't enough. Derrick Henry bulldogs a whopping 170 rushing yards, two scores. Until that fateful what? What happened in that game? That fumble, that oops. It was like I don't know. It was like
The kablooey.
I don't know what you call it. It was like one of those cinematic collapse. A
I would
40 to
say
20.
I would say that's like the Ravens we're used to seeing.
It was out of here. Oh, 40-25 lead disappeared, evaporated into the Buffalo night like you never seen it before. Three straight touchdowns that was not answered.
I
The
mean,
chat.
my first my take on that one was, this the first time that a score been that. 40-41 or something like that.
Uh-huh.
This is the first time in NFL history that a score ended up that way.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, out of all these games, out of 100 years, this is the first time a score been that.
And
Yeah.
they hit him with that Aaron. Wow.
Right. but overall though, I mean, in a sort of kind of way, they are who we thought they was. So it's like the Ravens played a real good game for I can't really do the math in my head on what was it 15 a quarter, so 60 minutes. Where they played a damn good 56 minutes, you know what I mean, of this game.
That is
And
true. That is true.
and
That is true.
and but this is my take on this. Bills is a real good team, especially at home. They a superb team at home. They even better as a team at home. And my thing is, you know, Ravens made a lot of adjustments on the defensive side. And I just think it didn't really pan out. I mean, when you give up that many points and giving up big plays after big plays, I mean that kind of falls on the shoulder of, I've been saying it all this show,
Coach.
defensive coordinator. I think them package plans that he was throwing out there was leaving guys way too open. He was in the zone way too many times. I mean, it's like the Bills didn't show no will to lose, and they found every reason to win, and it was just the opposite for the Ravens. I mean, it was like it was their game to lose, and they lost it.
You
You
got
know,
something?
it's like it, the Ravens and the Bills are like the same fucking team.
Mm-hmm.
They
If you really,
are.
the way they play, the way they
They
get
are.
playoffs, how
Yep.
they perform, the way they beat themselves, it's like a mirror image of each other. And it's like a dogfight till the end. You don't know who the hell's going to win, especially when you're playing each other. But it's like Tony said, like we've been talking about this for a couple of years now. You know, the Ravens. You know, this is what they do. And
That's what exactly I was going to get to. Do you blame the coach or do you blame the players? And that's something that I think I said in one of those our shows earlier that the it that's the Ravens. The Ravens play great and they play even worse at the wrong time.
They've been doing that about the last 6 years now.
I mean, how can you have a great season but then lose in the second round of the playoffs or in the conference championship that you should win? I mean, how do you lose a game like this? And it's just your identity. If anybody could lose a game like that, it has to be the Ravens. And I know another team too, but the Ravens is one of those teams on that list.
Well, I think in a way, you know, we give Lamar Jackson all the credit, and he's going to have to get all the credit. You know what I mean? It's like it starts and ends with him. Just as much as the team would take the lead. Okay, now it's time to show up. But when he up by 8 plus, oh, he's a dog. I mean, he's getting all the first downs. He's making all the right throws. But when you're down 4, it's a whole different Lamar Jackson.
Right.
So it's like, in a way, he's by far an MVP. Not saying he going to get the MVP. That ain't what I'm saying. But he's an MVP type of caliber of player.
Yes, sir.
But at the same time, he's a player that can lose you 3 in a row just by doing the same tactics that getting him the MVP. So it's a weird setup in Baltimore, especially on that offensive line. So yeah, this is
so
Baltimore.
Yes, yes, it is. I understand. But we running up to that time and I got one more team that I want to talk big bullshit about. I want to talk about that diabolical breaking of the wall or whatever you want to call it, that breakdown the whole world seen yesterday. The Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings. I want to grade every level of the Chicago Bears. And right now I want to start with the coaching. Ben Johnson. I give him a D minus. I
You
love him.
say a D minus?
D minus. I love
Mm.
I think he's gonna be a very good head coach. But um the Bears beat the Bears. The Bears beat themselves tonight, and it's going to fall on him because he's the head coach. Special team failed. I mean, the offense took too many penalties. The second half, I don't know if the offense was there. I mean, I didn't see any. Um, um, and it's all going to fall on him. But I think it's just his first time out. I think he'll get it together. He still need to get his roster in line and solidify some of those positions, and that'll be that. And then we got the Chicago, the defense. I get them a C plus. They did all right. The defensive line is a C plus. The pass rush was decent. Gavin Dexter, you could see him continue to elevate his game. Um, Adani Bahu, if that's how you say his name, the guy they picked up from Indianapolis, and they all they did pretty good. Montez Sweat, I think he could have did more, but I get a defensive line C minus. Let's talk about the offensive line. I give the offensive line the offensive line F minus.
Okay.
I
Offensive
get
line
an
of who?
offensive line F of the Bears. I get him an F minus. Too many pre snap penalties. Drew
Oh
Dogman,
yeah, absolutely. Who's number
he's having
58?
some, yeah, he was having some trouble out there. He couldn't handle the center to be getting all this money. He couldn't handle the pass rush. The run game never really got going. It was a couple good plays, but I give the offensive line a F minus. Caleb Williams and the offense, I give them a D. I give them a D. After the first drive, I never felt that they really got in rhythm. The offense looked good in flashes, but it wasn't really all together. And I think that they was too predictable. And Brian Flores and the defense got their card, and from there it went downfield. But I felt like once the Bears break this game down in some film later on this week, they could see where they made mistakes and they could turn it around. I'm not ready to put on my paper bag, but I'll let you know right now, I do have that motherfucker handy.
Yeah, me too, man.
Well, what kind you using? Kroger or Walmart's? Because
And Kroger get a little more room. You know what I'm saying? That could
okay, all
so
right,
you know what I'm saying. I already got the eyes and everything cut out, but yeah, I'm
yep.
I'm almost on paper bag. I don't know how much I could take of this, but it looked good at times. I know it's the first week. I know people calm down, but it's shaky. It's looking fucking shaky. So that's my take on it. And what y'all got?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna look up Cub Foods and see if I can get my bag from them. You know, they had that thick, durable kind. You
What you
know, for the
got for
winter.
a while?
Get the fuck out of here.
You know, they the ones that the wind don't blow. You know, up in the windy city. But you know, overall though, man, I mean, you know, once again, it's contender versus pretender. You know, Chicago showed a lot of glimpses, but then they end up showing who they are. I mean, I look at Chicago as a whole because, you know, they've been running the farm team for about the last maybe 8 years plus. You know,
Yeah,
they don't give a system a chance to settle, you know, and that's what's really hurting Chicago. I think the interchangeables is going too fast for them, and that's what's making them have all the wrong decisions. It looked good on paper,
that's
but
true.
when you go out there and play the game, it's something totally different. I mean, every grade that you just said, it was right on point. You know what I mean? I have to agree with every grade you said because that's what showed out there on that field. But I mean, overall, man, being this my 40th year anniversary of being a Chicago Bear fan. So I know this team very well. It's just something that, we gotta really truly learn how to win. It was a lot of games last year that, I know last year was last year, but that Hail Mary, that's what killed us. We ran off four straight that time, and then after that Hail Mary, we lost six straight. So
Yeah.
so little stuff like that's gonna always, keep sticking us in the side. But I can't really blame Caleb on this game as much as I want to. I can't. I think between, problems on both sides for everybody. This ain't just a one player type of thing. It's a team thing. You're
Right.
gonna have to want it, and they don't want it. I'm gonna be honest, they don't want it. And this schedule is getting brutal. So that's why I'm getting my brown paper bag ready from Cubs Food, just like you is. So
All right. All right. Hey,
On my way, Tony.
we could design them together, Tony.
hey, yeah, because I'm looking forward going to the game, and I'm still gonna root them on. It's just something different that these guys they can
Hey,
do
I was
better.
saying, hey,
What's
I
on
was saying,
paper?
hey, I was saying if they don't do right when I go to the game, I'll fuck around and be in the Bengals uniform instead of Chicago.
Hey, we gonna have some switcheroo going on.
Hey,
Halftime, we a bingo.
yeah, hey Dave, what you got to say before we get out of here, man? We almost at that clock.
So with that Vikings game, I feel like you said earlier, Brian Flores, I feel like him and his defense snuffed them out right after halftime. Once second half hit, the Bears really couldn't get anything going, third down and outs. That first drive that Caleb had, he did great. What was he, 10 for 11, something like that?
We keep it real, keep the culture alive. It's the spot where the goats get respect. If you ain't locked in, better come correct. Yeah, the sports den, this is where it's at. If you talking sports, then we talking facts. Lock in, tap in, don't sleep on the show. The sports den, let's go.